The the EU tournament is upon us. I am donning the golden Ewok because the Ewok battle wagon will win it all.
Man,
Guaranteed.
it's not happening.
The golden Ewok tells
You know
me.
it's not happening.
I'm just letting you know.
The Ewok battle wagon would have to beat Jade Shadow, and then either the Hunters, Miss Hunter, or Ship, and then probably like the Rogue Shadow or Interdictor Cruiser, then the Chimera, most likely.
It will be a victory that no one has ever seen coming.
Not happening.
I'm telling you, it will. Hey, Siberian Dream. First kiss there. Yeah, I posted the link and and I looked online and Dylan told me tonight it wasn't on there. I was like, yeah, it is. It said it's posted. And I looked again, it said published. And I was like, huh. So then I went to the actual website. Hello, Jonathan. I actually went to the website there and it wasn't there. I couldn't find it. So I went on the, published post on the back end and it's published. I said, huh, that's weird. So I hit enter and it said post published. I went, again? Published again. I don't get it. Oh, you want to show the tournament bracket. You can get the tournament bracket on the expandeduniverse.com right now. Dylan's beautiful little bracket there. Look at that. Of EU vehicles. Voting starts tomorrow. We even break it down for you tomorrow. Hello, Tyler. Look at that. First 2 issues of Golden Age of the Sith. Yeah, those are fun stories. Those are fun.
It's hello there, but hello.
Hello
General
there.
Kenobi.
Yeah. I was. I need to make a lot of videos. I don't have much time this week. I haven't made hardly anything.
Oh, you just got Legacy left, right?
Just have, well, yeah, after this month, at the end of the month, I'll probably be handling Legacy. It's easy. It's just deciding what, how many issues I want to cover per episode. That's basically all I have to worry about now. And I'll write out the first one with War, take a little break, and then go back and do Legacy 2. And then that one's even shorter. That was only like 18 issues, right?
Yeah, I think War's only 6 though, but.
Yeah, War's little. I mean,
but I consider War to be part of the original Legacy because like it like actually ends the story, the main like plot points of the first 50 issues, whereas Legacy 2 just kind of goes off with other characters.
Oh yeah, Tyler, I'm sorry. I posted this about an hour ago. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have waited a little bit longer. Or half an hour, I can't remember. I was just so excited and Dylan still at school. So just remember that when you vote, when you go to the polls tomorrow.
It's not happening. Chat.
The Ewok battle wagon.
All right, chat. If you don't know what the tournament is, the Ewok battle wagon is fighting the Jade's Shadow in the first round. There's no way it is winning.
Listen to the golden Ewok. The golden Ewok tells you must vote for the Ewok battle wagon. He's going all the way. Now, I didn't want to reveal this, but Yub Nub's grandfather actually built that battle wagon. So Yub Nub himself has fully endorsed the battle wagon. Another endorsement came from the almighty Waru this afternoon, who... say what?
I was just gonna thank Siberian Dream for a Serbian.
Yay! Good job. Yeah, that's awesome. It's going great. There you go. But yeah, so Dylan just loved the idea. It was Dylan's idea. It was Dylan's idea to include the Ewok battle into this.
No.
Tonight we're just talking about the tournament, the EU tournament that's on expanduniverse.com. You can get your bracket, fill out your bracket. You said Bill has a very bold
Yeah,
choice.
he's got. I saw he took it down, but he has Lusankyo winning it all, which I don't see happening.
That's interesting. Hey, it's anyone's game, as they say. We give our Final Four. We gave our Final Four today in today's video. Me, Dylan, and Spencer did, and any of those could win it all. Any of those could win it all. I love this. I love EU March Madness. I was talking to this about the other day with Ryan. I don't think that StarWars.com does it anymore, do they? The Star Wars.
I haven't heard about it in a while.
This is Madness. They did it a long time ago, and then they just kind of stopped. I guess because the same characters, they don't have any new characters to go through.
Hey, quality. Well, when they did it, I think it was like 20. They did it like 2014, 2015. They might have done it 2016, but I do remember that different, like, it was usually like the same 3 or 4 characters, but like a different one won every time. That got to like the finals, but then a different one would win every time.
Suspicious. All rigged. And I guess no one would vote for the new characters, so they just went ahead and stopped.
Yeah, I remember Kenobi winning one year. That's the only one I remember winning. Waru's life? That is correct. He definitely is alive.
Yeah, this is that's funny. This is the EU tournament happening tomorrow. Like I said, you can download Dylan's bracket that he put together brilliantly, might I add. And
I just took a template online and filled in all the things, but okay.
Mm-hmm. And you can get your bracket there. Cast your vote starting tomorrow. Myself and Dylan. Was Spencer with us? No, he wasn't.
Spencer was with us for the Final Four one, but he wasn't with us for any of the just to pull the curtains back a little bit. We pre-record a lot of these.
Right. But, how do you vote in it? Go on expandinguniverse.com tomorrow.
Yeah, so the way it works is the brackets are kind of like how like in March Madness bracket, there's like competitions to like you kind of like go and like you fill out the bracket to kind of predict how you think the tournament will go. And then like the actual tournament happens where we vote on the winners. So you're kind of predicting how people are going to vote. Yeah. And then you don't really win anything other than like bragging rights. But like the goal is to have like the most accurate bracket from your prediction to what actually happens. Waru's not, sorry, not Waru. The Ewok Waru's definitely not winning because he's not in the tournament. But
listen
the Ewok
to the
Battle
golden
Wagon.
Ewok. I'm wearing this the whole month. The golden Ewok will take us to victory.
No, Matt, it's not happening. There's no way. There's no way it beats Jade Shadow. I have to look at. There's no way.
Here, do you want to show this bracket? Let's show it.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh. Well, I got to do it again. I think it timed out. I've got to do it again.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, wait.
I'd be interested in Darth Ruin error. Yeah, I think you're writing something on it, right? I think that's what you told me, I believe.
I think it's this one.
But yeah, you can go on. We did a breakdown of the bracket. Well, we kind of introduced the bracket last week, and then we did a video today about our picks for the Final Four. And then tomorrow we'll break down the first bracket where the votes will be happening. But the brackets are, I mean, the votes are daily. So just one day, and then we go into the next round of voting, and that's going to be for the whole month. So
I got it up again.
Okay. Yeah, you can just go to the expandinguniverse.com right now, and you can download your copy of the vehicles bracket. We're voting on vehicles.
All right. This is the section of the tournament that the Ewok Battle Wagon is in, right? The Ewok Battle Wagon isn't beating Jade Shadow. And even if it does, like, look at this. It's got the Chimera, They got the Z95 Headhunters, the World Devastators, Interdictor Cruisers, Rogue Shadow. There's no way it's getting to the Final Four. There's no way. It's not happening. Matt's delusional.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. All the way, every day. How mad are you going to be if the Ewok Battle Wagon wins?
It's not going to happen.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right, you know what? Since you're making a big deal about this, if the Ewok Battle Wagon wins it all, I will read Aftermath.
Don't say that. Don't punish yourself. Goodness gracious. Right now, you can just make your picks, make your predictions, post your bracket to people saying, hey, here's my bracket. Who's going to win the? We did expanded universe vehicles. Wanted something a little bit different. We did authors last year, characters the year before that. We want to keep it, they don't want to do the same thing, characters every year. If we have, maybe 4 we can, rotate around, that'd be nice. 5 would be better, but I think it'd be fun. So vehicles, we were able to name 62 easily. I mean, we named a good bit. I don't remember how many, but we named a good bit and then had to dig for a few extras. But I thought we did a pretty good job, and heck, we ranked it, so it could be off. And that's how upsets are made. Look at this.
Even you aren't that Palette Pro quality.
That's funny. But yeah, so the voting starts tomorrow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be on the site. It's going to be all month. All month, you're going to see videos. Dylan and I are going to start taking turns. A results video on Wednesday, a preview for Thursday, a results video on Friday. Holy crow. You're going to be busy bees. All in between that, I got to figure out a night to post. What was I going to say? Hey, I got to get some videos done too. Got to record. Write down, record. So been kind of busy. So busy. Supposed to get some new games in. Supposed to get a big game in. I won that bid, Dylan. So can't wait to play that. So yeah, having a good day. Having a good day. So yeah. But anyway, vote Ewok Battle Wagon. All the way. All the way. All day. All that shirt. Oh, this is a anyone know what this is from? I don't know. Doesn't stand for Matt.
Guessing it's like a superhero cartoon.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Kind of a superhero from an old cartoon.
Why? So you can complain about the bracket?
Evan, what are you gonna do? You're gonna complain about the bracket? Is that what you're gonna do? We're talking about the tournament bracket. Here's what we're talking about.
Ewok Battle Wagon. You can't vote Ewok Battle Wagon.
Voting the Ewok Battle Wagon. I'm trying to pull off the upset of the century. The Golden Ewok tells you, Yub Nub, vote for.
There's no way. The Jade Shadow, Mara's ship from like halfway through New Jedi Order, all the way until her death. Spoilers, by the way, and then continue to be Ben and Luke's ship past that, all the way through the rest of Legacy of the Force and Fate of the Jedi.
That's funny. I'm telling you the whole way. What? What? Oh, Mighty Mouse. He thought no. Good guess, but I think his is yellow with a red M, if I'm not mistaken. Mighty Mouse. I want to say it's from the 70s. But it replayed, it did reruns in the 80s, which is when I saw it, because they reran the whole thing. Look at this. Team Jade Shadow right there. That was one question I had. Do you know, which one do you know most? Let me know in the chat here. Did you know the Jade Saber, the Jade Fire, or the Jade Shadow best? For me, I felt like I knew the Jade Fire best, but we didn't know which one.
Yeah, it would be the most popular.
That's it. And you shouldn't watch Super Friends. It sucks. I hear. I loved it as a kid. This is Super Marv, the child who joined the Justice League with Wendy and Wonder Dog. And he wore a white shirt with khakis and a green blanket, looks like tied around his neck. And he helped solve crime or what. They were kind of like the kid investigators that help out the Super Friends. My buddy rewatched them all. He said they suck. We loved them as kids, but he said they suck now. So I'm not that interested in them. And remember, Dylan wants you to know to vote Ewok Battle Wagon all the way, all the way.
It's not happening.
Well, no one's really said which one is their favorite Mara Jade ship. So I don't know if they know. I don't know if you can tell. Like if you say, what was Mara Jade's ship? What would you say? I would have said Jade's Fire. And then, of course, I remember the other ones too. But I don't know. For some reason, that one stuck out for me. Was there one that stuck out for you, a vehicle?
Of her ships, I thought it was the Jade Saber, actually, because she had that one the longest.
The most? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we looked at the appearances.
Yeah. Well, it's more so appearances and more just so like that was the one I read the most because like he actually had the fire throughout the Bantam, and Mara Jade is one of like comes up a lot in the Bantam era, obviously. But it was just so much more books that had referenced Jade Shadow and Jade Saber. It's just kind of there for the beginning of New Jedi Order.
Yeah. For me, looking back, I don't know, but I need to go back and look, but I feel like we missed something from the old Marvel Comics era. I'm not saying like the Tarkin or something.
We missed a lot of stuff.
But
there's simply too many.
When I was looking back, I was thinking back on, I said the one area that was pretty large that we kind of vastly ignored, not on purpose, but that's just because it's hard to find sources on the ships of Marvel's comic book series. But I bet there's some popular ship that we, The
TIE Raptor showed up in Marvel, didn't it? Isn't that where it's from?
Is it? I guess. I don't remember. But the thing is, I just feel like we may have missed it. But I mean, the thing is, though, that's the thing. It was kind of hard to search for vehicles, I grabbed just to kind of round it out, I grabbed my Essential Guide to Vehicles and Vessels. And I think we pulled like a few things from it, but not too many. So, but like I said, voting how many Jade ships she had in her life. Well, 3 that we know of. But I don't know. We didn't put the Slave 3 in it because no one's ever seen or heard of it. I like to think that the Slave 3 was a different type of vehicle altogether. I didn't like how the Slave 4 was the exact type ship as the Slave 1, but they felt, where'd Dylan go? But they felt like we were in the future, And so they had to call it the Slave 4. I don't think I mentioned that in my Young Johnny Knights. Maybe I did in my reviews. I don't know if I mentioned the Slave 4, but I thought, why not just call it the Slave 1? I mean, Boba Fett's around. Wouldn't his ship still be around? But because it was years in the future, let's call it the Slave 4, because he can't come up with a new name. And they already had the Slave 2 from Dark Empire. I mean, that's kind of like the Enterprise C or D or whichever one they never mentioned. They just skip a letter from the movies to the Next Generation. So yeah, I mean, there's a few other ones that we didn't think we thought of, but I didn't want to do two. Slave Force from the Young Johnny Knight series. Yeah, it's from the Young Johnny Knight series. Is it the D? Yeah, I don't think the D is mentioned, but it's like a letter that they just skipped over. That's what the Slave 3 is. It's just like, Slave 2, Slave 4. I get it, but hey, how's it going? There it is. Well, yeah, retroactively, they said that. But at the time, we were believe that was Fett. Was Fett ever seen driving, flying anything in the newer books? I can't remember. In the newer books, did they say that he was back in the Slave 1 or not?
I think he lost the Slave 1. No, because there's the Slave 2 and then there's the Slave 3 and 4, I believe.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in like Legacy of the Force and stuff like that, I don't think we see it.
I don't know.
I mean, I could be wrong. It's been a while, but I never even thought about that.
A good one would be Practical Man, because I know he flies in a ship to get to the Vong when they negotiate with them.
Right.
So that would probably be a very quick one to see what ship he had during Practical Man.
So, yeah.
Him and Bevan did. I don't know if any of you guys have that short story. Or actually, no, that's a novella, not a short story. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Practical Man is. Mm-hmm. I'm watching Babylon 5 again. It's fun. Next up after this, I think I'm finally going to give that other sci-fi series a try, and I can't think of the name right now. Farscape. I never watched it, but Babylon 5 is really good. What is the EU tournament? Well, it happens every year on the expandeduniverse.com. We vote for different things. 2 years ago, we started it, and it was best EU character. Mara Jade won in a huge landslide, beat Revan. Is that right?
Yeah.
And Revan didn't even stand a chance. And Revan had killed everyone previously in getting into the tournament. And then last year, we did a authors tournament. Michael Stackpole was the victor.
Beat Alston.
He went up against Alston. It was an X-Wing fan club of love. And that was good. That was a good one. And then this year, we decided to do vehicles from the Expanded Universe, which is going to be fun. And as I say that, Dylan wants you all to know that you should vote.
It's not going to win. It's not going to win. Anyway, you can go to the expandeduniverse.com to download the bracket. Once you have the bracket downloaded, you should be able to you should be able to just make the pick. You can kind of click the box. There'll be a drop-down menu that allows you to pick one of the two. It's coded that way, so that it's really easy to fill out the bracket to make your picks.
Look at this. I know Siberian was a Babylon 5 fan, but here's Alex, one too. Londo is the best. Londo and G'Kar are the best. G'Kar are the best characters. So yeah, they're awesome. If it's a Londo story, it's gonna be good. He's the best character in the series. Look at that. He's gonna go for Scimitar. Did we have that in there?
No.
We didn't put Darth Maul's ship in there, did we?
No.
But that was from the movie though. That's in episode 1. That's why we didn't have it in there. Anything from the movie didn't get in.
Yeah, we didn't have anything in movies. We also tried to stay away from ships that had someone's name as their ship, because you made a great point on this, that people would confuse the person with the name, which is unfortunate because my favorite ship is the Pelion class Star Destroyer, but that didn't make the cut.
Well, I know, but anything that was in the movies, that first appeared in the movies, did not get a mention. It's an unfair advantage, I think, overall. Now anything, there was one ship though that did unnamed, but you do get to see it in the prequels that originally came from the expanded universe that we put in there. But other than that, anything that was revealed in the movies first did not get to go in. You put Luke's X-Wing in there. Yeah, of course, put the Death Star in there. Those are all fun and good, but we wanted to make it more expanded universe centric.
Yeah.
And overall, I think, I posted it earlier, the expandeduniverse.com. Just go to the expandeduniverse.com. Right now, we have the bracket available to download. There's a video up there about our picks. Right now, tomorrow, the voting starts on the first. What is it? Which one's the first one? Outer Ring?
Core
Worlds, or the bracket is the first section we're voting on. Which
is where you can vote for Jade Shadow.
And okay, you're making me do that on purpose. And we kind of break down and give our descriptions of how things are going to go. Special edition of the Swoop Bike. Swoop Bike, of course, came from Shadows of the Empire first. So that's how it got in. And there's different variations of the Swoop Bike too, but yeah. And of course, you could have put a lot of stuff from Droids, because that stuff made to the prequels, but of course that was from George Lucas's thing.
We have one droid ship on there, don't we?
Right. That was the one ship I'm talking about, is the Outrider. Yeah. It's not mentioned, but you can see it in there. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a fun one, I think. Tomorrow, just to kind of promote it, I am doing a more civilized age. And we're going to talk vehicles of the expanded universe. Joining me is Luke from the Scoundrels Cantina and Ryan from RK Outpost, and we had a good chat on it. And that goes out tomorrow in honor of the kickoff of the tournament. Then I'll do my monthly update when I get around to filming it. Which is never. Oh man, I'm so far behind on that stuff. And then I don't have any board game reviews because my board game package will come in tomorrow, and there's no way on earth I'll get any of those games played in time. So, but then of course,
just like review Monopoly or some like Candyland.
No way.
Just to get content, just to get something out there. Have you ever made a review for a Monopoly game?
No. Well, Mario Kart Monopoly Gamer. I think I did that one because I just thought it was so unique. I love Mario Kart. It plays like Mario Kart, but it has a Monopoly board and a theme you're going to go around. But the game's over in like 30 minutes or less. It takes about 20-30 minutes to play, which is so different than, regular Monopoly. And I love it. I don't even own Monopoly anymore. Gave away my copy, my Star Wars Monopoly copy, in fact, to a good Star Wars friend of mine. And I'll never look back. I used to love Monopoly as a kid, played it all the time. A lot of those classic games are gone. The only classic games I have left in my vintage collection would be Boggle and Memory. Still love the game of Memory. Can't wait to play that with my little girls. Oh, you're in season 5 of Babylon 5. I just started season 3. I've been reading a lot of books lately. That's really what I do. So it's been a slow crawl through it, but it's been enjoyable. It's so enjoyable to watch Babylon 5, but only when I'm eating or something is when I'm watching. I'll watch an episode here and there. Sometimes if I'm through with a book and don't want to start another one,
I just finished one today. I'll finish another one. Well, I'll finish that one in a couple of days. I'm pretty busy, but I got my next duology I want to read, then another duology, then a trilogy. Most of it, one is kind of, I don't know if it's horror or scary or thriller. Maybe we'll go with thriller. It does have supernatural thriller. One's a sci-fi duology, and these are all stories that fiction that my dad read to us as a kid. I just rated during the big snowstorm a few weeks ago. I ran out of books. I was like, oh no. So I went over to my dad's and I got a lot of stuff that he used to read us as kids. And I read a children's series. I just finished a children's series today. That was the easy one. The other ones are just duologies. There's one fantasy trilogy in there that he used to read us. So I just got all those. I'm just going to reread through those because reading is fun. I've read through the books on my bookshelf right now, and I don't want to reread anything right now. I mean, Middle Earth always calls me. I always hear the waves of the ocean, but I don't want to go back and reread those just yet. So I'm gonna read all these, and then I don't know what. Oh, I'm behind. Hey, once COVID is over, would you ever happen to meet? What's COVID, Dylan? What is that? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to go to cons. I tried. My wife and I used to do it a lot. We'd like to go to more, of course. Bring the girls. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't know. I was trying to get to go to one in Dallas this year, but they canceled it. They waved the white flag immediately. Last year, they waited till like the month before. And I was like, you guys aren't going to wait till April again just to make sure? So, yeah, the wheel bike. There's one. Yeah. There's a lot of neat little stuff like it's racing on what does it say? They're pod racing on Malastar. Malastar is mentioned in the Droids cartoon. Moons of Iago is mentioned in the Droids cartoon. A lot of stuff you see from the prequels, especially for some reason episode 2 or 3, I don't know, is from Droids, but that's because they went through, George opened up his book of all his Star Wars unused ideas, and they just reused them there. But it did start in Droids first. And then I with Babylon 5, I'm just going to go ahead and just buy I can't find the movies anywhere streaming. So HBO Max has the shows streaming finally, but they don't have the movies. So I'll just buy them on Amazon for like $2 each, I guess. And then I'll buy Crusade, the spinoff, for like $15-13. It's really cheap. So, that's what I'm going to do, just to watch through that entire series again. No, I have no desire to read that. Dylan, Alien Chronicles?
No, that's a Jeremy question.
No, is he reading it?
He reads some of the Alien stuff.
Yeah, he wrote it out as a 5-year series, and I think from what I hear, he did the movies just to kind of, tie up some loose strings. But yeah. I think the only thing that wasn't planned out for Babylon 5 was Crusade, the spinoff. That was something afterwards. Seems like everything else was supposed to be 5 seasons. Dylan's seen it.
Yeah, it's a neat little fountain.
Yeah, I see that too now. I see that he is a lot like John McClane from Die Hard. I think that's who he was trying to grab the essence of. The more I watch it this time around, I didn't notice it the first time around, but yeah. Garibaldi's a good character, yeah. I don't know. Is Lucasfilm moving again?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know why they would right now. Unless they just can't afford the mortgage on the place.
Making the bold call.
Which is kind of upset.
Scott.
I don't know. Because so when I first thought of the Chimera, it's like, yeah, it's kind of a Zon ship. It's like Thrawn ship, so it should be up there. Then I'm like, no, people didn't really like Thrawn. But then I actually thought back and like, I mean, it was Thrawn ship, but then it became Pelion ship all the way up until New Jedi Order, and then Pelion lost it, and then it became Dalla's ship, and Dalla used it as the flagship of the Maw Irregular. So it's got a bunch. It's got more than just Zon and Thrawn behind it. It's an old ship that's been around forever and has a lot of very big characters who have captained it.
Oh, he lives in San Francisco. Saw the Yoda statue too.
So I think the biggest upset would be if somehow the TIE Ugly could beat the Ebon Hawk.
That's never going to happen, but that would be funny. That'd be fun. You know, someone's going to throw a vote to the TIE Ugly after what we said. Probably.
Actually, no. Bill had it. Bill had the TIE Ugly beating the Ebon Hawk.
The White Witch with Boba Fett and the Boonta Classic. I need to watch that TV show again. Just one last thing about Babylon 5. I just read the real reason why Sinclair left the series. You know, they gave an old reason back in the day. When I watched it the first time, it was like 2008, 2007, and they didn't mention to why he left the series till after the actor's death, and he requested they don't reveal it. So that was kind of sad. But that, you know, let me see. Have you seen The Expanse, Dylan?
No, I hear good things about it, but I don't. I cut the cord 7 years ago, and I don't have any streaming services.
You like my New Jedi Order intro? You know what? Honestly, I don't think I have that anymore. I gotta save space on my. I'll look for it now, but I have to save space on my computer, and that was on my old computer. So no, I know I didn't save that. So I do not have the old intro anymore. That was on my old laptop. A lot of that went away. So, you know. Oh well. It was fun though. Let me see. I'll check just to make sure. But I sincerely doubt that I kept that intro. Yeah.
There's another YouTuber, Meg Reviews, I think, who's going through New Jedi Order right now.
Who?
Meg Reviews. I think she's on. She just did the first Dark Tide book.
What in the heck? I think I just found some old videos. Oh, I must have saved these without looking at them first. Wow, there are some old takes in here. I need to show some of this. I had a video of Yub Nub enjoying the beach. My first time out on Gulf Shores. My family wasn't with me. I went there to inspect my my dad's beach house, and I took Yub Nub to get some video, but I never used it. Wow, look at all this.
I thought you used the Yub Nub on the beach for this.
Was there a bikini woman walking in the background?
I don't know, but I know you had because I know you had an arc that like was like probably like 8-9 months long, like 3 or 4 years ago, where like Yubnub was lost and you were having like replacements and like you had like clips of Yubnub's vacation.
Oh wow! When I was moving videos over, I grabbed a file, and I moved some videos over to my computer, and I found I used to have an FX editor. And this is back before I was really doing YouTube that much, and I was going to do some. I used its cheap effects to do some videos back in the day. That's fun.
So Siberian Dream, you're right. Yubnub was on vacation for months.
Yeah.
I actually counted this. He was on vacation for 9 months. And then when he came back, it's right when Matt found Pocket.
So you got to go to the TV reviews. There's I put that in. That's another list, favorite list or whatever. Yeah, I know I've heard things talk about The Expanse on Prime. I'm trying to catch up with some of these, but yeah, I went. Let me see. I filmed in Columbus, Ohio. I filmed a lot in Phoenix. I filmed in Dallas. I filmed in Memphis. Was it Memphis? I filmed in Knoxville, Tennessee, a couple of times. Because there was 1 year my wife and I went to several cons, and we just weren't home enough for me to make videos. So I set up behind a booth. It was an empty booth. I was at a Knoxville Comic Con, and for 1 or 2, I did that for a few videos. I was traveling around Tennessee and everything. So yeah. So I did a little. What zany idea? Dylan had a crazy one, but I won't even mention it because it was just so awful.
No, that was your idea.
It wasn't my idea.
What we're talking about. We can't talk about it though. It'll never happen.
Talk about that one.
When we can talk about that, I mentioned.
But I will tell you this: if it happens, Dylan's going to point the finger right at me. If Dylan sees it, he'll know. He'll know it was me because only I would be crazy enough to do that.
But when we did have that, I know we talked about on one of these streams before, there was a very brief moment when we were looking at other advertising campaigns. Like we looked into getting a page ad in Star Wars Insider at one point. But while we were doing research for that, we were looking at what other ways of advertising. And we found out that it would cost I think it was like $6,000 or something to get like 80 30-second advertisement slots on the Disney Channel. And we were at one point considering the possibilities of having an expanded universe advert that would run on the Disney Channel for a while.
I thought that'd be funny. Run on the Disney Channel. We couldn't believe that it was that cheap in a way. You're like, really? TV spots? But if you think about it today with DVRs, people aren't watching, so they drop the price of the commercials. And since there's so much TV and streaming now, but it would be funny to have your commercial air on TV.
And this was also like 2015, I want to believe. So like the cord cutters were around, but they weren't what it is today. And streaming service isn't what it is today. Right now, you could probably get those same slots for like a grand.
I'm glad y'all love Pocket. Pocket, he disappeared. I can't find him. I've tried to put him in several videos and I can't find him anywhere.
Yubnub ate him.
He's got a great story because I found him at some random. I don't even know where we found him. It was somewhere on one of our trips around the world. Around the nation. We found Pocket at one of the flea markets, and there was no one around. There was no price on him, and there was no one around. And I was like, okay, so I just left a dime on the shelf where he was because he couldn't be worth more than that. But he didn't have a price tag, and there was no one there. And I waited to see if someone would come to that booth, and I was like, I'm just gonna take this and just leave him a dime. And if I ever see him again, I don't know. But yeah, Pocket. That's why you never saw him again. He didn't. The die's lost, I guess.
No, Yubnub ate him.
I just love all this. You know, Pocket. Do you know the other names? Do you know the other names that we gave the other Ewoks?
I don't. I only remember Pocket because he was the first.
Pocket. You have Pocket. You have Yub Nub. You have. Oh, you know what? I don't think we said their names though. Endor is the medium-sized one. That's the build. He's the old Build-A-Bear one. We called him Endor. And what did I call the backpack Ewok? My wife would know. Oh, that's Lurdo. No, I think the backpack Ewok's Endor, and Lurdo. Yeah, Lurdo is the other one, the Build-A-Bear one. That's Lurdo. And you know what? I came this close to wanting to get. I want to get another Yub Nub, but it's just not worth it. It's just too expensive. If they drop the price by about half, they want so much for Yub Nubs. I'd love to get another Yub Nub, but that's never happening.
If you ever get lucky, you might find it at like a Goodwill or something.
Shoot. You know, I've looked, and that bear. I mean, you know, you see the people who have best offer, and I was thinking best offer. My best offer would be a quarter of what you're asking. You know, so it's not meant to be, unless someone had it for super cheap, which they don't.
Night Raven.
Oh, good night, Raven. I mean, some people are coming down on it. Here's one for what?
You should just make an offer like, hey, I'll pay you this much and just see if it happens.
Guy has one for free local pickup. Oh my gosh. See, I mean, you're looking at hundreds of dollars there. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't. Like I'd offer someone maybe half that. Would I pay 200?
200 is kind of, I would.
That's steep. I mean, you look at this, it's 400, 400 is the cheapest, but that's a bidding war there, 400.
Yeah.
I'm like, 400, no.
For Yub Nub?
Yeah.
I could see 100.
100 I'd throw down.
Yeah, 100, maybe 120.
100 I'd throw down. 200, I don't know. I'm afraid that if I pitched it, someone would cash it. I mean, they may say no. I mean, they could say no, but if they said yes, would I love a Yub Nub for 200? I don't know. I don't think that's worth it. 100 is worth it. I think that's my max. But yeah, maybe we can start like a GoFundMe, a GoFund Yub Nub to find his long lost brother. We could raise $200 for me, who has the money but just doesn't want to spend it on a Yub Nub.
I don't know if you've been watching. I don't know if you've been watching the chat or not. I was watching that happen, and Ryan just comes out with it.
That's funny. That's funny. You'll get to see Ryan tomorrow. Ryan's going to be on it.
Sure.
Oh, a Patreon there. Yeah. So here, hold on. I'm going to see if Mr. Kennel wants to join us and see if he has any picks of the EU tournament.
Battle Wagon's not happening.
Yeah. By the way, since you mentioned it, vote that Ewok Battle Wagon. Listen to the Golden Ewok. I'm not kidding. I'm going to wear this all month for the tournament. That's my promise. That's my promise to you.
Even when it eventually loses.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get this off. This is an original Return of the Jedi necklace that my wife found at a Comic-Con. And she said, "Do you want that?" I went, "Do I want that?" Yes. And I'm sure it's for little girls and whatnot, but I mean, it's a golden Yub Nub. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
So I wore it today in honor of the Ewok battle wagon. But now,
There's no way.
now that I think about it, I'm going all the way with this. So yeah, my wife found a few. There's a few things that she found. She found me a Return of the Jedi original magnet, I think. There's a wallet out there, an Ewok wallet I'm kind of looking at. I like the Ewok phone. Have you seen the toy phone that you dial it and you pick it up and it speaks? There's Wiki going, I was like, yeah. But that's going way too much on eBay. Way too much. Oh, hold on. Looks like I'm missing questions here. Story elements introduced in the episode The World Between Worlds and Rebels introduced potential resurrect the EU. When did I talk about this? I talked about this on the last More Civilized Age, this past in February. I answered that. I didn't know anything about it, except there he is. Look at him. Look at him. No, we talked about this, didn't we, on the last More Civilized Age, right?
All right. I don't know about the last one that was published. You mean
February?
Not yeah. So sure, I agree. Whenever you introduce time travel, and because that's essentially what the World Between Worlds is. It allows you to go to different places in time and space, which is time travel. Yeah, sure. There's potential. There's that the Doomcock, or I'll just say the Doomcock rumor that's out there that Ahsoka is going to be used to reset the timeline, and the Ahsoka series is going to be a way for them to retcon the sequel trilogy and fix everything. That's not happening. That's a fake rumor. I don't know whether it was a rumor that was fed to him or what, but that's not real. It's not happening. Everything they're doing in The Mandalorian is connecting to the sequel trilogy. They're not going super in detail, but they are connecting it via name draws, via little references, things like that. That ain't happening. But if the origination of that rumor, remember the person who started that said that the sequels will be relegated to legends and there will be a new Disney canon timeline. That means you have no idea what you're talking about, whoever made up that rumor. So that's my take on it, though.
You take rumors with the smallest grain of salt. Like, I mean, Kathleen Kennedy was supposed to be fired years ago.
Yeah, then they signed her to a 3-year contract, which ends at the end of this year. So who knows where that's going?
Well, yeah. I mean, but I think if she leaves again, she's leaving on her own terms. I have some 3.75 action figures. Alex wants to bait me on this question, but here we go. Kip, I'm going to say Kip Duran.
I actually agree with that.
There's Bane.
Yeah, I agree with
that.
Bane. The problem with Bane was he was really good. He was kind of an overanalyzer. He was really good when he knew he was fighting and he could plan a strategy around them. He was very bad.
So he's Batman.
Yeah, he lost or barely won all of his fights that he was dropped cold into. And I think Kip has enough of that dark side, enough experience with the dark side that he would be able to deal with Bane. And also the fact that Bane's 1,000 years behind in regards to the development of the Force and theory and stuff. I think Kip wins that. I think it's close. I think Kip wins that.
So, I mean, the times that he was ambushed. So we're talking about the fight on Tython, when he was drastically outnumbered, and really they won the fight. They would have won that fight pretty easily if that stupid Ithorian hadn't used that reflecting, hadn't trapped him in the bubble of his own Force lightning.
Yeah.
What other ones?
I forget his name, but the Twi'lek Swordmaster at Bane's Academy. He
Mhm.
really struggled against him for a long time, and he finally like in their final fight when he like finally got the jump on him, and then he pulls out like the dual sabers, and like he just had no answer to that, and went by like the skin of his teeth.
Yeah,
Good
but
one,
like
yeah.
I don't know, but that was like so early on in his training, and that is the sword master of the Sith Academy, who's literally had never shown him something before, the expert, and he was still able to deal with it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I love me Kip Duran, but he's no Sithari, all right?
I'm saying
Also, another caveat that we have to make anytime Bane's mentioned, Orbalisk armor or no, because like if he has Orbalisk armor, then no one can beat him basically.
Oh, that's true. We didn't ask for the specifications. You're right. That's true. I see that.
Oh, don't worry. We only mentioned like the first book, the fights in the first book. Well, no, we mentioned the second book's fight.
I'll be honest. If you haven't read it, you'll have really no idea what we're talking about. You'll kind of forget about it until we get to
it happens, and they'll be like, "Wait, this is familiar."
Don't egg him on. Look, I got a question. Though for Ryan. We're gonna move out from Star Wars real quick here because I've got to talk about the Snyder Cut with you.
You see my second channel? My second channel is coming for your channel now, Matt. That's my next goal is to get my second channel past your channel.
It will. This is the Ryan Kendall Live.
Yeah, RK Outpost Live. It's turned into my Snyder Cut channel.
RK Outpost Live. Only if you do a celebration video, just title "I Beat Matt." There you go.
By that time, I'll do that celebration on my RK Outpost gaming channel because I'll need to boost that watch time.
Yeah, we promote that one. When does it come out? It comes out this month, right?
March 18th.
Okay.
Yep. So 17 days.
I'm not a Zack Snyder fan, period. I'm glad they're giving him a shot to make the movie he wanted to make.
Let's clear it up a little bit. They allowed him to put out the film that he had made. They allowed him to finish the film that he shot in 2016.
Right.
So, this is, with the exception of about 4 extra minutes, that's the extra photography they did. Everything else was filmed in 2016, except these last couple shots that he hadn't done yet. Which obviously isn't really going to have any impact on the plot of the film in any way. But yeah, everything was filmed in 2016, and all the VFX got finished, all of that stuff. So you're gonna have 4 hours and 2 minutes worth of Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max.
And I understand that, and I'll eventually watch it. I don't like Zack Snyder as a director at all. I don't like any of his movies. But I mean, like I said, I can't be, because when Richard Dahmer got to do his Superman 2 cut, I was happy to see that. So I understand that. I do not keep up with the rumor mill as much, but there's a Green Lantern rumor I keep hearing. So is Green Lantern in this?
Everything's been very hush-hush about that. Very hush-hush indeed. So the original plans, I believe, back in like 2012, the original plans were for Kilowog and Tomar-Re to show up at the end of this movie, basically.
Wow.
I don't
For
think
people who
that.
don't know, those are Green Lantern villains. No, Kilowog isn't. He's the mentor.
Yeah, well, Tomar-Re is another Green Lantern.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, Matt just really displaying all his Green Lantern knowledge right here. But
I meant they were lanterns. I'm sorry.
I know, just playing. There is going to be a massive surprise. I think we're going to see a Green Lantern in this movie, whether it's Hal Jordan or John Stewart. I think we're going to see it.
They
Martian
get
Martian Manhunter is going to be in the movie. That's already been revealed.
You told me about that. The comic book. I saw that one. That they put him on the cover. Was that done on purpose, or was that by accident? They didn't mean to reveal it that soon, or
Zach had never shown anything that detailed about it, of a blurry shot on his screen. But I mean, they were making the, what is it called? They were making the variants. So
what are the odds they convinced Ryan Reynolds to come back for that?
No.
none.
I think that like Ryan Reynolds, to me, I wouldn't want him back. I wouldn't want him back because honestly, he showed nothing but disrespect for the character. In Deadpool, they literally had him shooting himself in the head so he would play the role. Like
I see that as more of admitting to the fans that he made a bad movie, because Green Lantern, the movie, was very unimaginative, very uncreative, and just very DC, in my opinion. I love DC, by the way. They're my favorite superheroes, but they can't make a movie, they can't make a cinematic movie to save their lives. Animation-wise, they're some of the best on the block. Those direct-to-DVD animated movies are just excellent stuff. They should let those guys write for DC mega movies. I'm a big fan of the DCAU, the animated universe with Kevin Conroy as Batman.
Well, I think you're gonna see some elements from those things in this movie. Honestly, I think you're gonna see some elements from like Justice League War. The one where the parademons are there with the mother box, and you're gonna see some elements from that. It's gonna be so different from the theatrical cut.
So my second question. So this is it, right? They're not going to go with that world anymore. It looks like they're resetting everything again.
There is no interest from WB, from Warner Brothers, to have Zack Snyder do anything else. He's been very open about that. I guarantee you, over the next couple weeks, there's going to be a like consistent calls for them to restore the Snyderverse, make Justice League Part 2. That's going to happen because this movie is going to end on a cliffhanger.
Are they going to?
He hasn't changed it. Like he's not changed. He didn't change the movie, knowing that things aren't coming. He made the movie that he intended to make in 2016. Right. So, it's people are gonna be like, what? Like, what is this? They're gonna be mad that he left it as a cliffhanger. They are gonna be asking for 2. I will say this: there is a better chance of getting a sequel to a movie that's well received and does well on HBO Max than there was to get the Snyder Cut released in the first place. The odds of that happening were astronomical, and only happened because fans asked and asked and asked and asked.
Now the Snyder Cut is not going to get a theatrical release.
It is at some point. It is. They're gonna wait till it's a time where everything's very open and they can put it out for a limited run.
Well, Tom and Jerry just cleaned up this week with what, 13.7 million.
Yeah. They're going to they're gonna wait till everything's open. They're gonna do an IMAX release and everything. There is also gonna be physical media of this released at some point. I would assume months down the line to make sure people subscribe to HBO Max first. But yeah, I'm excited. Okay. I got General Zod looking over me back there.
God, I hated that movie.
Oh, how could you hate Man of Steel?
Oh, it's awful.
It's incredible. What don't you like about it?
I can't begin. It's too long. I'll let you know though. We'll have that debate someday. It's not Superman.
You're right. You know that's the point of the movie, right?
It's horrible.
It's you saw Superman day one, not even Batman year one, right? This is Superman day one.
It's let's take Superman and let's make a Batman movie. Let's make him pessimistic like Batman. Let's make it dark like Batman. I don't like Superman, period, though. I mean, oh no, I've forgotten his name. He's great.
Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, those are the only Supermans I like.
So I'm just making sure I get your points right. So you don't like Superman, and you don't like Man of Steel because he's not Superman.
No. Well, the character of Superman is not what he should be. I don't believe the personage of Clark Kent is a joke. They shouldn't even deal with that.
I agree with that. I think the idea that like Clark is actually like a bumbling around dude, because that's not an act, right? That just is how he is. He like runs into things like
but you can have an actor play that role very well, and that was
Christopher
why
Reeve.
can't I think of his name? Christopher Reeves. Goodness gracious.
Right. He actually said that he thought that was ridiculous that Superman was still running into every table and everything, that he got tired of running into door jams as Christopher Reeve or as Superman, because he didn't think the character should be that way.
I understand, but I mean, it's just he to me did the best job at convincing me that those two weren't the same characters. And he even, I mean, the actor, it's all in the actor, but he'd keep his shoulders a little, slumped and then straighten it up. There's a great scene in Superman 2 where he takes off his glasses to tell Lois Lane who he really is, and suddenly he just by taking off his glasses,
presence. Yeah.
He builds up and he's Superman, and then he puts it back on and shrinks like that, and he's Clark Kent again. And it's like unbelievably. There's a lot of great scenes in those first two Supermans. And then Superman 4, actually, if you just watch the Clark Kent scenes, they're not that bad. But you don't need to watch that movie.
Yeah, Zack Snyder's plan for the DCU was for this, this introduction of a Superman who is just becoming Superman and trying to figure out how to be Superman. And then, by the end of this arc, he was supposed to be kind of that very idyllic Superman that everyone had in mind. And the idea of, seeing how this character, who is perfect, who is the ultimate human, even though he's an alien, right? I think the journey of seeing how that happens is awesome and worth seeing. But yeah, no one has any patience. They literally just want to see Superman wear glasses and bump into things, and they want to see him saving people, a child in the street, and that's fine. If I want to watch those, I can watch those. I can go back and watch Superman 2. So
I'm Captain America saying "F you" to Red Skull and then punching his face in.
What's that?
Nothing.
Did Superman ever say "F you"?
Yes, didn't he?
No.
Yes, it's Martha. He was punching him in the wheat field as they're flying through the wheat field.
Hey, he tried to kill his mom.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
All right.
He came there to kill his mother.
Okay. What was his mother's name?
Martha.
Oh, why did you say that name? Oh, gosh. Even worse was and the thing is, I don't even mind Ben Affleck as Batman.
He's a great Batman.
Hated the whole
why do you hate the Martha scene?
You're playing with me now, but golly, and the thing is, though, I want DC to do well. They just can't. I thought Aquaman was way too long. The Ocean Master, please, you should have taken him out. I wanted to see more of what was it? What was his name? The Stingray? Is that who he was? No, Black Stingray, was that his name?
Black Manta.
Black Manta. Thank you. I wanted to see more of him. He was interesting, but I don't know.
I mean, he's a super important character.
Right now, that's the best movie DC has to offer, and that maybe reaches mid-card level if you compare it to any Marvel movie.
You think Aquaman's better than the first Wonder Woman?
Absolutely. I thought Wonder Woman was okay. It was an okay movie. Chris Pine did a great job.
I don't think it was great. I thought it was good.
The first one was okay. I don't know.
Man of Steel's a masterpiece, so you're not getting past there. Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition is absolutely phenomenal.
Stop.
It is, and the Martha scene is great. I'll say this. I think that the execution, as far as like the constipated sound that Henry Cavill had when he said Martha, I think that deserves criticism. I think that deserves criticism. However, the scene itself is amazing.
I like Jeremy Irons as Alfred.
People's complaints during that movie are like, Batman isn't Batman. He's killing people. How dare he kill people?
No.
Well, you realize that that is the point of the movie.
Now,
is
hold on.
that Batman is no longer Batman. He is
Dark Knight Batman. Joker's killed Robin. He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of gone into his. Alfred even says that. I think that he's changed and everything. And Ben Affleck does a great job portraying it too. But it's just and Batman's been portrayed that way too. I.e., the Dark Knight. Which is basically what that movie's based off of, is the comic book. And by the way, I loved it. I loved the comic book when Batman got up in armor and punches the snot out of Superman. I'm a big Batman fan. I always love those moments. And like I said, I keep waiting for something to strike gold. Christopher Nolan's movies, first two movies were good. The third one was just outright garbage. And it's like, but Christopher Nolan was, I don't think he was a good choice for Batman anyway, because he wanted to, this whole, let's put superheroes in the real world. No, man, you can make a fun, Tim Burton did it great. He had this great world. Imagine, people made fun of Batman Returns because you have penguins carrying, rocket launchers on their backs, but that's the Batman world. It's kooky. You have a character called the Penguin, for crying out loud. I don't know. I think you should embrace that weirdness. I think Tim Burton did it best for Batman for me. I hate to sound like an old fogey there, but it's true.
This stream has just been like opinions.
Well, yeah. Well, here it is. So
you're right. That's opinions.
And I see someone, they're like, Batman's killed in like every live action iteration that you've ever seen. The difference is this movie addresses it. And Batman, he's gotten to the point where, listen, he's not going to go out there and like kill people. He's not going to go out and shoot someone in the head. But at the same time, he's also not really going to care if they get in the way of his mission. If he smashes the car off the road, you know what? They're criminals. They're doing these things they shouldn't be doing. That's kind of what happens.
Yeah.
Superman is the first person that he has set out to murder, to actually, with intent, kill him, not a reactionary thing. And so he has done this entire thing. He's completely lost his way in his vision. And in that moment, because he just sees Superman as this thing that's going to destroy Earth, this thing that he needs to kill. And when he says save Martha, it reminds him obviously of his mother. And he, in that moment, realizes that he is the guy in the alleyway. He is Joe Chill. He is about to murder someone. It takes an alien for Batman to realize his humanity. And he immediately backs away because he is like in shock over what has happened. So
you've worked hard on this.
I haven't worked hard. That's the movie. Watch the movie. I haven't worked hard on anything. And for someone talking about the Dark Knight Returns Batman, here, let me give you a shot of Dark Knight Returns Batman. You say that he would never use a weapon. This is literally, I know, I'm talking to people in chat. This is literally Dark Knight Returns Batman with a I can't say that, with a machine gun. A machine gun. So, okay. There we go.
No. Like I said, I get that. I get the character.
Brian has these screenshots ready.
I don't have
I've had these arguments before.
I don't have a problem with the character there, because I know that's from the Dark Knight, and that's what the Dark Knight was. So, I mean, it was a dark book. I liked it, but to be honest, being a big Batman fan, I really did enjoy that. I mean, like a lot of fans back then, I loved the Dark Knight. I was like, ooh, he's going Punisher now, and thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, and that scene that I showed there is like the warehouse scene, where he is saving Martha. Like that's pulled straight out of the comic, and that's the thing that I really appreciate about a lot of these movies. There are just like almost panel for panel shots from comics that are inspired by comics that I really enjoy. The inspiration from that.
Yeah, no. I mean that, like I said, some of that was nice, but then you have Lex Luthor in that, or Joker.
Magneto, Alex, you're good. You're good, man. You're good. I saw it and I was like, I gotta show it. So
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you what, don't go up against Ryan, Alex. You better watch out. He comes with pictures.
I bring receipts. Yeah.
Yeah, I bring receipts. Well, I mean, you look at, that was different, but he fights the Predator too. I don't think he uses a gun though, but he suits up in armor too, to go after it. That's another great series too. But I've never liked the fact that Batman, doesn't kill or doesn't believe in the death penalty because, and I know they did this in the comic books once, about, why don't they just go ahead and just kill the Joker? Not Batman, but why doesn't Gotham City just get the death penalty for the Joker? Because he's going to escape. He's going to kill millions more. He's already killed millions. You wouldn't let a guy go. It's a real big problem they have. But of course, you know why. It's a comic book. They can't do that. Can't kill off one of your rogue villains. But at the same time, I'm shocked they even addressed it though, because it does make sense for that reason. But they're never going to kill. And that's who Batman is. He's got a great. He and Spider-Man, I think, have some of the best villains, in comic books. There's a lot, and that's one thing Spider-Man the movies have gotten right. They've gone through tons of his rogues gallery without repeating anyone save for Green Goblin, because that's his arch nemesis. But even that, they kept Green Goblin in the wings, really, through a lot of that. He hasn't been. Amazing Spider-Man didn't have a chance to do their third horrible film. But believe it or not, I think Andrew Garfield did the best Peter Parker. Go figure.
I thought he was a good Spider-Man. I wasn't a big fan of his Peter Like
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought as Spider-Man, especially like his quips and his like body language. I thought that was like Spider-Man. I thought it was really good, but it was like his Peter Parker that I wasn't a huge fan of. I like Tobey's Peter Parker initially a little better.
No. I like Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker was really good too. But Andrew Garfield, it frustrated me because I liked all the actors in The Amazing Spider-Man, but the story was so bad. There's so many missed opportunities in each film. And you're thinking, really? Is that what you wanted to do there? Is that what you were doing? And it's just sad they didn't get their chance to shine. I mean, I guess they're going to do the whole multi-universe thing, which now DC can say, aha, you were copying me for once. Since I guess DC did the multi-universe thing first. And they
even announced their intentions to do the multiverse in the movies before Marvel, but they're so bad and so dysfunctional. Marvel's now like taken over and will get it out before they will.
Yeah, Marvel's like, that's a great idea. Let's do it. But now we've got a well-oiled machine, and DC still doesn't know what's going on. So let's go for it.
I think DC's problem was they tried too much too fast.
That was part of the problem. Was the studio mandated that Batman and Superman be in the second film. That obviously they were playing catch up with Marvel, and the entire reason they've gone down this path is because they tried to play catch up with Marvel and try to compare themselves to Marvel when they should have been comparing themselves to the beginning of the MCU. Because once Man of Steel rolled around, that was post Avengers, right? That was post multi-billion-dollar blockbuster ridiculousness. But you got to remember the first, like, if you look at today's money, the first couple installments of the MCU, Iron Man made like 600 million in today's money. Hulk made like 300. Thor made like 450. Yeah, Hulk or Thor made like 450 or 5. Iron Man 2 did make like 800 million, I think. Captain America made like 450 million. Like nothing compared to what the kind of numbers that they were getting in the first couple steps of the DCEU. But instead, all they focused on was like, well, we have these two superheroes that are better than those. We should have beat them immediately. It's like you can't think like that. And instead, they put on the brakes, reverse course, screwed everything up, lost the fans that they did have to try to go Marvel light, and it was just an abomination.
Everything about them has been a mistake. Everything about, and like I said, again, biggest DC fan, love DC better than Marvel.
but I'm not going to sit here and blindly defend any DC movie because I don't think it's lived up to some of the. There's some great Marvel movies out there. I got to hand it to Marvel. They put together their story.
They had a plan. They had a plan. They stuck to the plan. They made it for normies. Yeah.
Yeah. WandaVision. I didn't want to watch it. My wife did, and yeah, it's good.
Follows it's well done. It's way too long. It's clear that it is a. It's like a filler. Movie. Oh, it's a movie that they stretched out for Disney Plus.
No, yeah. I mean, they've had fun with it. They've done good with it, and I'll be honest, I was impressed. I don't know the villain from the comic books. I'm not familiar with Morgana or whatever her name is.
Who?
Who's the villain in WandaVision?
Agatha Harkness.
Agatha. I don't know. I don't know her.
Morgana, isn't that like the King Arthur nemesis?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Isn't that like the lady sorceress?
Obviously, I'm not paying attention to WandaVision that much, but no, I can't remember. But I never knew who that character was.
Yeah.
Because I knew the comic book where it leads into House of M and stuff, and I knew about White Vision when I saw him. I knew some of the, by the way, spoilers, I guess, if you're not watching this, I should have said that. But I can tell
somebody's going to tell Vision it's okay to be white. And then there's going to be a whole preaching part about that. Some kind of
they're doing that from the old Avengers comic book when Vision, I think he dies. And then he becomes this they kind of do a program reset and he's white now, but he doesn't know who Wanda is.
That's what's going to happen.
His feelings for Wanda are done. He's back to being plain Jane Vision. And so that plus the non-existence of her children it breaks her psyche. Isn't that right? And that's how the world changes.
God, that's also the cat.
Was it Scarlet Witch isn't that right? That's how House of M?
House of M is about that. Is about basically her creating this alternate reality and like losing her kids and all that stuff and her and Vision.
You're probably right. I just watched about a month ago. I watched a documentary or a little excerpt on her. It's maybe where I got her name. Because if you watch Baseball Doesn't Exist, which is a great channel, he'll do little spots like that. And I think like a month ago, he did one on Morgana, the Kissing Bandit, which I absolutely loved. Baseball Doesn't Exist and John Boy. Those are my two baseball.
And then John Boy's great. I love him.
John Boy's great. And then whenever Ryan does baseball on Sports Wars, because no one else will. That's my sports favorite coverage. But I just discovered Baseball Doesn't Exist this year, and I've burned through his recent ones. He's found his stride. His earlier ones are just.
By the way, do you guys know why I get why the games are ending in 7 innings, but why are some games ending in 5 and 6 innings?
What?
I don't know.
For spring training.
No one cares. That's the most aggravating thing about spring training. We talked about this. But because no one cares about spring training. I love it. I love the feel. I love the atmosphere. But the games are so frustrating to watch. I know it doesn't mean anything. And I know, that's why you let one of your outfielders who's always wanted to pitch throw a few rounds. I get that. Everyone's goofing around. It's just spring training. But I paid full price for a ticket. I mean, those tickets cost almost just as much as if you go to the ballpark. And I'm like, they should sell these for half the cost since they're giving half the effort out there.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is that you don't even go to the game. Just hang out around the stadium. That's the best part. That's really the best part.
Because I was watching the Dodger game today, and it was like 4-0 at the time, and they had they had runners in second and third. Gavin Lux is on seconds, and like pitcher just throws like wild pitch, goes to the backstop. Runner on third, I forget his name. Like some guy who will probably never get out of the minors, steals home, right? So I'm like, okay, good, we got another run. Then I'm looking at then they're showing like second base, and Gavin Lux is still standing there. It's like, dude, the ball went to the backstop. Why aren't you standing on third base right now?
And that right there is why I stopped watching spring training games. I'll look at the stats later on, but it bugs me to no end.
Yeah, I mean, people just aren't like, they aren't going all out. They're, it's not real. They're just trying to tune out.
And I get that. I understand that. The only reason to watch spring training is to see some of these prospects coming up and see what they got. Because they're trying to get a spot on the team, so they're going to be pitching as best they can. I don't know. I mean, that's usually the only reason I was watching it. But then I just had to stop because it just bothered me to no end that they didn't care. And I mean, they shouldn't care either. I don't want anyone getting hurt and going all Pete Rose on that field. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We need to do, I guess, our annual baseball stream, Dylan. Now that you got me talking about it again, dadgummit.
I have to go, Matt. I got a couple things to do to get everybody ready for the night. So
hey guys, subscribe to RK Live.
That's right.
So that he can beat me and subscribe. How many subscribers do you have?
3,000, like 3,100 or 3,100 or something like that.
You're such a small channel.
You say that now.
That's right.
Let's see. I want to see the last. Go ahead.
What does RK Live have that we will see that you don't get on RK Outpost?
Just more of the same. Just more of this, because I knew people loved me so much that I needed a second channel to get everything out there. So yeah. That'll be so funny, actually. Yadier Molina kneels. People think we're talking about the national anthem. So yeah, I've got 3,100 subs. Past 28 days, I got 130,000 views on the channel.
Nice.
So it's climbing. It's coming for you. I gained a 1.4K this month.
Good.
So you're done.
And then what? And then his gaming channel is just him getting his ass kicked in various games.
That's what it'll turn into. Yeah, that's what it'll turn into.
Yeah, but anyway, all right. Well, thanks for coming. I'm gonna end it anyway. We got way off topic.
I was gonna say, wasn't this something about the EU brackets? Yeah.
I just had to ask you about DC because I knew you're a DC fan.
I am.
That you care, but I collect. If people haven't noticed my videos, I have all the DC Universe T-shirts, the emblems, and I noticed one that it's always been bothering me. I got the Wonder Twins just recently. I'm very proud of that, and this is one that I count. But the other one that I've never had, and I just I can't believe I never had it before, was the Green Arrow. So I got a Green Arrow coming in.
That's cool. Yeah. I don't have a Green Arrow. I don't really have anything Green Arrow.
I know. I was thinking that too. I was like, you know what? I like Green Arrow. I don't have anything Green Arrow. So I got a Green Arrow symbol shirt coming in.
Nice.
Yeah. Right. But anyway, see you later.
Thanks for having me. Talk to you later. Yeah. Bye, guys.
See you. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So there you go. So guys, we'll wrap this up. Go ahead and go on the expandinguniverse.com. Go get your bracket. Go vote for who you think is the best, whoever that would be. We're not going to here to endorse one vehicle over the next. That's not who we are. But the voting will start up tomorrow. It's for one day, and then after that, we're going to give you the results. I think Wednesday night, and then Thursday open up the thing again. Wednesday, I'm going to do my monthly update. Thursday is probably the live Q&A. And Friday, I don't know yet. Okay, I don't have any board. I'll have a ton. There are things like everything is coming in tomorrow. I'm serious. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games or something, Kickstarters and stuff. And it's going to be massive, but it's all coming as one package. And it's coming in the mail tomorrow. And there's no way on God's green earth I'll get it played this week at all. But anyway, all right. Well, hey, Dylan, thanks for coming on here promoting the Ewok Battle Wagon. I appreciate that.
It's not going to win.
And guys, we got to make that Ewok Battle Wagon win because Dylan wants to read Chuck Wendig.